Alex, good to have you from the Thekoptv. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. The link will be in the description. Happy Liverpool fan, I'm sure there. After a shaky opening 30 seconds, then it was pretty comfortable after that.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, mate, first and foremost. I'd have to agree with you. The first 30 seconds were just an absolute slip of concentration, slip of readiness, really. I mean, Shelby used to do that all the time at Liverpool, and that's why I still think he's a top player, because he's always ready. He basically caught Verge out, caught Joe out at the back, and found Gale. Great finish, to be fair. In my prediction, I said it would be 3-0. I said it would be a hard fought 3-0. And I think in the end it was obviously 3-1, but very hard fought. I mean, it's a shame for Newcastle. I think there was a lot of industry. Almiron in particular did a really good job getting back and tracking. But Joelinton up top, it's a weird one to think that Newcastle actually went out there and spent all that money on him, and just looking a bit off the pace still. But no, happy with the result. Happy that the season's finished now. We can look forward.
I mean, how much can you look for, though? I mean, how much better can it get next year? Really, obviously, try and win the double, try and win the treble. This Liverpool team looks unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time in my lifetime I've ever kind of had to answer a question like that. So yeah, it does feel good, but at the same time, what everyone kindly keeps reminding me is that it's one thing getting to the top; it's another thing staying there. And if we really, really want to be considered to be, without question, one of the best teams in the Premier League ever, because we're in the conversation now. But if we want to be without question, then we just go and do it again next year and the year after, and see how long it can last for.
I mean, Man City are going to come back stronger next year, aren't they? Obviously, Liverpool, I'm sure, will go in the transfer market. If there was anyone that you would take out the Newcastle side, obviously not a start, you would think, but one player that comes to mind, you maybe put in the squad, might get a game in the Carabao Cup.
I'm a big fan of Saint-Maximin. I think he's so unpredictable with his play, a bit like how Mane kind of is. If you look at the goal Saint-Maximin provided, it was away at Bournemouth. Someone sticks it in the top corner after he cuts it back. But that kind of build-up play is really what Liverpool need at the minute. Someone to either back up the front three or from midfield unlock the door. And I think he can do that out wide. He can do that through the middle. I like the Longstaff brothers. I think they're both great strikers of the ball. Yeah, I think that's probably those three are probably the ones I'd be most looking at. Yeah.
Anyone Newcastle could nick from Liverpool in terms of maybe someone who needs some loan time, or I seen Lallana's meant to be going to Brighton, isn't he? Out of contract now. I think that's a good signing for them.
Yeah, I think if you were in the south, mate, if Newcastle was in the south, Lallana probably would have gone there, because he loves being kind of back home. I think he's from Southampton, Bournemouth kind of area. So for him to be on the south coast again is pretty much a dream come true for him. I mean, if Leeds didn't get promoted, I would have said you could have had Milner back, but he's probably going to go to Leeds eventually when he does finally leave Liverpool. Who else? I mean, you've already had Javier Manquillo. You've already got John Joe Shelby, Andy Carroll. I mean, you've had a few of us.
So, Brucey, for you, what was your thoughts when he was appointed as Newcastle manager as an outsider looking in, and how would you rate Newcastle's season overall, finishing 13th?
13th, is that what it is? What was last season? Do you remember?
Same again, I think it was about 13th in the wrapper, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it started off really well. I mean, I remember that Joelinton goal at Tottenham away in that orange kit, and I was thinking, these lot look serious, because I think Atsu was playing quite well at the time. You had Saint-Maximin coming in, and then I guess it's just quite up and down, really. And that's, like you say, looking from the outside in, it's always been a bit up and down at Newcastle. There hasn't really been much consistency, because, I mean, look, you don't have to persuade me how big Newcastle are. I've been up there and had great times and bad times up there as an away fan. And it is frustrating to not see them maybe push, be a bit more ambitious and just push for that 7th or 6th, because, mate, back in the day, I think, was it 03-04, Liverpool and Newcastle were both in the UEFA Cup, it was at the time. And it was great to see European nights at St James's. And if And I'm not being funny, man. If Sheffield United can get right amongst the mixed, then Newcastle have to be there as well eventually.
Mm. And Jordan Henderson, who's obviously close to Newcastle in terms of he's a Mackham, not a Geordie, wrong side of Tyne and Weir. Did he deserve Player of the Year for you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're going to ask me. People are going to think I'm biased, but what you have to remember is winning the Football Writers Award isn't really about being the best player in the league. That kind of award is reserved for the likes of the De Bruynes, the Manés, the Salahs, the Van Dijks, when it comes to the football's PFA Player of the Year. But the Writers one is more, I think, based around the story of that season. So if you look back to, I think it was 2012, I think Scott Parker wins it. Was Scott Parker the best player in the league that season? Absolutely not. But he had an incredible season with, I think, was it Tottenham or West Ham in 2012? I'm not quite sure. I think it was West Ham. And he had an unbelievable season. And that's what, you can use the beating stick at people who say, well, he's not the best player. But then we can go back in time and find loads of players who aren't the best player in that league. But the writers look at it from the story point of view, because these guys they're at the gamers every week and they're writing about these players. And if they feel that Henderson has got the best achievement on the pitch, which is winning the league, and you could argue he's achieved maybe the most in terms of raising money for the NHS, the Players Together initiative, off pitch as well. So on pitch and off pitch, he's been an absolute titan this season. I think he's the only ever English captain to have won the World Cup, Club Cup, the Super Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. So in terms of a story, I'd give it to Hendo. Are there better players out there? Yes, but this is the Writers' Award, we have to remember, and it's all about the stories.
All right, good stuff, mate. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate your time.
No worries.
Congratulations. Congratulations on a class season, and all the best for next year, mate. See you there.
Yeah, mate. I'm looking forward to coming up and seeing you for sure, man. All the best.
100%, mate. A few of these next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe not a few of these, more of them, less of these.
Cheers, bro.
Nice one, bro. In a bit, man.
Yeah.